Hello, hello, hello. Let's see who's here. Is anybody here? Anybody? Let me go back over to this page. Yep, here we go. And let's just close that. Maybe this will be better. I'm getting dings on the phone. I'm assuming that's somebody at Facebook. Let's see, do I have maybe I need to put this Q&A thing up. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Oh, maybe it was. Oh, that was submit questions. No, never mind. Chat. Here we go. Let's see. Hi, everyone. That's in the chat box on the right-hand side. Let me know if you can see that. Let me know when everybody's here. Looks like my audio is picking up just fine. Alrighty. Let's see what's happening with the phone. Send you a link, it won't let you in. Okay. Hold on. Event page. Let's go over here. Let's see what's happening. Why you can't get in. If Facebook would be nice and load quickly. I'm getting there. All right, we got 2 people asking for the link in PMs on Facebook. So, give me a second. There we go. Oh, shoot. Clicked on the news feed, and now everything is going all hinky. Okay, never mind. We're going to close this session. Yeah, I need to close the program. It's not working right. One minute. Technical difficulties. Difficulties. I can't hear you? Hold on. Are you in the Google Hangout? I don't see you in here, but hang on. You should be a presenter though, Ryan, so see if this works. I know, I'm working on it. Yes, I know I spelled there wrong. All right, well, why can I not hear you? Let's see what we're doing wrong here. That's Q&A. That's capture. That's chat. Huh. Let me see something. Let me close that. You're here as a viewer, but you're supposed to be here as a presenter. So how do we fix that? I don't want to hide the participants. And let's see. Ryan. The only Ryan something, right? Which is going to be impossible to find. Okay. Now I see you guys on Facebook. Let me close that. I don't think that's right. Well, what did I do wrong here? Showcase, screen share, chat. Okay, apparently I did something wrong. I don't know. Damn technology. This used to work just fine. Oh, great. Stop script. Here we go. See, and this is, let's do this. Let me close Firefox real quick. Task Manager. I wonder what happens when I close Firefox. You know what? Let me stop sharing the screen for a second. There. You can see me now, right? There's my Task Manager. Oh, my coffee. Coffee. All right, let me close Firefox. See if that helps. Okay. Now I'll reopen it. Well, since you can hear me, all right, let's try. While we're waiting on that to open, invite more people. Add people. All right, so let's try this. RC. Well, yeah, I've got quite a few people coming up as RC. RC. Is it Rice? Oh, you're not coming up in there. It's the only Ryan something, right? Only Ryan. Yeah, now I can't find it. Oh, God. This is so frustrating. What am I doing wrong? And you went by the event link, Ryan? Try sharing the screen again. All right. No, that's not what I want. This is what I want, which is going to be Facebook at the moment. All right. That's for Rachel. And there we go. Oh. Try now. Try it this way. Where's my invite? It's up here. Your screen sharing. All right. I just sent you another invite, Ryan. Let's see if that fixes this problem and where we're going to go from there. This is why I always jump on these things early. All right, nothing of any significance there right now. There you go, Ryan. I see you.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hooray!
Okay, I think I might be in two different chats, so let me get out of one.
Okay.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, and we can see the screen, and all is wonderful with the world now.
Okay, wonderful. I think I still have two open, but hold on, I'm going to try. I'm afraid to close out of it. I mean, is there any like echoes or anything?
No, you're fine.
Okay, wonderful. All right.
All right, cool. Okay, so it looks like when I'm talking, we're seeing the screen here that I have my screen share up, but when you start to talk, it just shows your picture, just so you know.
Okay.
At least on my end, that's what it's doing. And it looks like it's just the two of us for the moment, so let's hang on and see if Rachel's coming, because I think that was probably her that just dinged on Facebook.
Okay, great. I'm going to, you might want to like get rid of your screen. I'm going to message you something real quick.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay. Just let me know when you're ready so it doesn't like pop up.
All right, cool. We're back. Go ahead and message me now.
Okay, wonderful. Just a minute.
Now I have to approve Rachel's request. How the hell do I do that? Okay, well, it looks like Paul's here watching too. He's saying he wants a refund. All right. Paul, are you still there? Can you say something if you are? Type in the chat box in the Hangout if you can, because I don't see how to answer you here.
Okay, don't worry about my Facebook message.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to approve Rachel, because it says she requested to join, and I have to approve her, but damned if I know how. It says Omar Henry is here. Hi, Omar, if you're there. I have the chat window on. If anybody wants to chat, just let me know everybody's here. I can't for the life of me figure out why I'd have to approve Rachel, though. That doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense to you?
No.
You're way more tech savvy than I am.
Yeah, but not by far.
All right. So, okay, let's go back to this. We'll just let me see what to do about Rach. I know, I got an idea. Let's do this. Let me go to screen share. Screen share. And there we go. And we'll do that. And what I will do is hide that because it annoys me. And I'm just going to get the YouTube link. And I'll let Rach have that. Okay. Just tell her real quick to try this. Try this. And then we can get on with this. All right. So it is recorded. So, I mean, I can always edit later because I can download YouTube videos, I think. I used to be able to do it anyway. So, let's see. How the heck are you, friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. No complaints.
You did something amazing here. I mean, when did you decide to do this?
Last night, or maybe it was yesterday evening, and then I actually got to the emails around nighttime, around maybe like 9, 10.
Oh my God. When did you write the copy?
Maybe around probably like 10, and then I probably wrapped everything up around maybe 12 at the latest.
Really?
Yeah.
So you 2 hours, you came up with this idea, and you slapped up this copy, and you woke up to 3 sales, and it's a $97 product that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, and I mean, it took that long because I also had to do the video. I had to make the slides in PowerPoint, and I also had to do the audio and then render the video.
So you did slides, a video, sales copy, and emailed your list in 2 hours.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a little long. Is that long?
No, you're a machine, girl. Damn, you're making me look bad. I'm just a man. And this is, like I said, a $97 product that doesn't exist yet, right?
Correct.
Something's going to be delivered in the future. How far in the future? Oh, wait, there it is. It's August 17th, right?
Yep, August 17th. Yeah, so
so
I'll be starting
days.
Monday.
That's not too far out, at least.
No, and I didn't want anyone to feel like, okay, well, there goes my $97, and it just, wait. So I wanted to kind of do it sooner than later.
Wow. Okay, so that's just, I'm a man. You woke up to 3 sales.
3 sales.
And by the end of tonight, you were up to 5 the last time I talked to you. Did you get any more in since then?
I got one more. I got one more.
6 sales in under 24 hours of a $97 product that doesn't even exist yet, that won't be delivered for 5 days.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's amazing. That's like a WSO story right there. And
I think I'm done with the WSO world, but yeah, that definitely is a WSO story.
I know, but it is still a great story. It's like when you do something, like you throw something down on the table and it flips up and it ends up in a glass, and you look at it and you go, I couldn't do that again if I tried. So now I'm gonna challenge you that you got to try again.
You know what? I am interested. I'm playing around with Facebook ads now and building a list. So I'm interested to play around some other niches, but I would definitely entertain your challenge. Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I'm gonna hold you to it. Because I want to see if this is gonna be, is this a fluke, or can we actually repeat this? Because there's this constant tug of war of short copy, long copy, and personally, I'm a long copy person. Buyers read long copy. That's who reads long copy, is buyers. They want every detail.
The analytical ones, yeah, for sure.
You pulled it off, and before we get to the mechanics, let me just ask you, why did you decide to do? Let's start with why. What made you decide I'm going to do this particular offer?
About a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, I did a balance transfer on my credit card, and for those who are familiar with credit cards, know that any type of cash advance type transaction usually has a higher interest rate. Some of us are lucky. Some of it's the same as the purchase rate, but it's a little higher. And I'm thinking, man, I need to pay this down, and I need to pay it down fast. So I said, let me go ahead and do something about that. Give me some quick cash in. And
this was it. This is what you came up with. This was your quick cash idea.
Yeah, I mean, people had been asking for it for a while. Then people started to specifically ask me, and I never really realized how much people really will tell you what they'll buy or what they need.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that brings me to the next question: is how did you get this traffic? Because you didn't do any paid advertising for it. The product doesn't even exist yet. You don't even have affiliates for this, right?
No, and I definitely don't want any affiliates, because the way I got traffic, I have a small list of 330 subscribers, and no paid traffic was used to get them as well. And I really wanted it to be like a subscriber only type special, the people who have stuck with me and, read my emails. So
right.
That's the reason why I didn't want to do affiliates. And then, of course, I'm doing a lot of hand holding in this. I have a really great guarantee. I simply cannot give this to 200 people.
No, that's understandable. And affiliates aren't going to promote something where, you're going to cut them off after one sale.
Right, exactly. And I know a lot of people in this niche that would probably like crush it and probably send me a thousand clients. And I mean, that's great money, but will I be able to deliver? Being honest with myself, probably not. And I don't want to let anyone down.
Oh, that's awesome. That's quite refreshing in this business. Well, before I go to the next question, let me ask, let's just take a look at the sales letter. So here's your headline, Watch Me, Watch You. I love that. I just love that. Watch me, watch you. It sounds so voyeuristic.
Yes.
Finally get your Amazon product from idea to reality by mimicking everything I show you live in real time starting August 17th. 6-minute video below explains how you can get going with or without me. That's ballsy.
Yeah, it's funny. I was a little afraid to not be honest, but put that because I didn't want to turn anyone away. But I said this is actually kind of good because if people are on the fence, I don't want them anyway. I don't want someone who's hesitant about me, about investing into this. So this kind of weeded out people who I may eventually have said, you know what, halfway in, here goes your money back. Like you're not worth it for me at this point because you need a little bit more than what I'm willing to provide.
All right, that's awesome. And you went ahead and gave them, I mean, we're not going to play the video, but you went ahead and gave them everything they needed in the video. So really, you're more support. What you're selling here is your support, your backup.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome because we all need somebody having our back, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's go on. I mean, we can read this whole letter. It's so short. We can actually read this on this little interview thingy.
It is short.
Greetings, Amazon or future Amazon seller. Future Amazon seller. I love that. My name is Ryan or Rye or RC, but since this is a subscriber-only special, you probably already know that. Duh. So let's cut the formalities. Wow, I got to say the ballsiness of this letter, because I would never say duh in a copy. I would just never say that.
Well, I definitely talk to my subscribers this way via email, so I felt like it should extend out to the sales. I didn't want to come off quote-unquote salesy. I wanted this to be an opportunity. And for those who could take advantage of me, I wanted them to take advantage.
Awesome. I'll take advantage of you anytime, sweetie. All right. So I sell on Amazon. And I have 11 years of importing experience, and never until today, August 11th, ironically, my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Make sure you tell her I said that. And tell her Daniel said it too.
Okay, I will.
I've never offered any kind of coaching on this matter. I'd like to take 10 people. So you're limiting this to 10.
Actually 9. I limit it to 9.
Oh, okay. Well, that's false advertising. I'm going to have to call the FTC, honey. All right. Help them to discover their own super strengths. I like that. That's better than superpower. Because, we use words a little too much sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
As it pertains to importing abroad, private labeling, and selling on Amazon. I want to help you overcome issues with finding a product, finding a supplier, reducing risks of encountering sketchy suppliers, the odds of importing lingo that seems to be nothing but 3-letter acronyms, difficulties with communicating with suppliers. You mean like you don't speak Chinese?
That, and I mean, a lot of Chinese suppliers, they do have broken English. Some Indians as well, from my experience, is a little bit better. And then there's always that difficulty finding the right time zone to communicate, especially if you're over here in the U.S.
Yeah, definitely. I have clients in Israel, clients in Canada, clients in Australia. So I'm up pretty much, I don't have a regular sleep cycle. I don't think I've had one in 10 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, so struggles with ordering samples, finding out how and when to brand. That's always a big one. Listing a product on Amazon, properly sending goods to Amazon, getting the first sale. But I'll be brutally honest with you for a moment. And again, just the balls, because, I would never, that's something else I would never say in copy, because that means that almost comes across like everything I've said up till now, I've been full of shit. Now I'm gonna be honest. Now that I got your attention,
I was really shooting for like here's some real truth for you. Like I know this is probably sound a little salesy up to here, but this is like where I'm getting real with you. I'm being very
actually
honest.
This hasn't sounded salesy at all to me yet.
Oh,
but one thing I did figure out, and I think that this might be why this was such a successful letter, despite its being short and despite it having none of the copy ease we all have to have, is that you seem to be talking to people who already know what they're doing, because a lot of this stuff you're saying here in your bullets doesn't even like register on my Richter scale.
Oh, right. Common problems. Yeah. And you know what? One other thing I do want to tell you, that I do have experience with writing a copy, like for, products and software and training. And I usually use, an 11-step system, going through the letter, but I couldn't find the steps. So that's why everything is kind of like raw. Like I kind of just like, okay, what needs to be in here? Like what's the point here? And
yeah, bare bones.
Yeah.
Here's what I got, here's what you're going to get, and here's what you need to do next to get it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's Frank right there. It is, it's awesome, but it looks like your traffic, even though you didn't have a lot of it, was highly targeted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, because we're going to get to that in a minute. Because, yes, we did prepare for this. To all of you listening, Ryan and I actually did prepare for this earlier. And I told her the questions, and she did send me back the answers so that we wouldn't be, flustered. Not because we're up to anything sneaky or anything. Just, have an idea of where we're going to go with this. And I know where we're going to go with this targeting. So I really wanted to call attention to it right now so that when we mention the targeting later, it'll resonate. Okay, so to get going on Amazon and even to succeed on Amazon, you don't need me. Wow. That makes me want you even more, doesn't it? Like a dog with a bone. Bone will sit there in the yard for months and I won't touch it, but let another dog come and try and take it away.
Right.
Let alone a $5,000 course or coaching. I know you're speaking to somebody there who's been there, done that, and got the T-shirt.
Yeah, including myself. I've bought I purchased a very expensive course, and unfortunately, it did not deliver. I did do it in a group buy, so I didn't spend the full $5,000. But I understood that I would really be upset if I had done it.
All right, gotcha. Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't spend it too. Yeah. Especially now that you got to pay off that credit card bill.
Right.
All right, so that's what I can and will do for you. I like that. That's very firm and that's it. That's what I will do for you. So how's all this sounding? Good. If so, here's what I'm going to do to make everything I've stated possible. Daily update. Oh, I like that. Here's what I'm going to do to make it possible, because it sounds like it's impossible. Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's not impossible. And now, if I was going to be tweaking this sales letter, I would definitely be adding that in there. That part about it. I know it sounds impossible, but it's not. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it possible.
That's good. Look, I need to be taking notes. That's great.
Well, that's why I'm recording. Yeah. But I'm going to have to edit out those first few minutes where we had all those technical difficulties.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so, and this here is offer structure is what we're looking at. We're looking at the structure of an offer now. Daily updates via video, email, and or audio recordings, excluding weekends, because, hey, we need our tequila. Weekly live Google Hangouts. Yes, learn from me about the technical issues with the Google Hangouts. Recorded for those who can't attend. That's awesome. To update and answer questions live. One-on-one Skype or phone calls to personally help you with your business. Wow, that's balls right there. That's bravery.
I did limit it though, so you see 2 20-minute calls.
Yes, but 2 20-minute calls a day, a week, a month.
No, during the course of this over the shoulder. So
yeah, how long is this lasting?
Until I have that bad boy up. So they're actually going to see me if there's any like struggles, any hiccups, but the way that I move, it will probably be no longer than 4 weeks, probably 5 max, only because it is going to take some time for the product to get manufactured. Okay,
gotcha. All right. Email support for life. Yeah, life, or for as long as I'm in the Amazon biz. Okay. All right then. Wait, whose life? Yours or mine?
So I do let them know for the life of my Amazon journey.
Okay. I gotcha. I'm here to help. I love that. I'm here to help. I'm just here to help. I need to pay down my bills, but I'm not going to charge you $5,000 because I really want to help you do this. And I know that's true, because how many times have you offered to show this stuff to me? And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Well, I hate everything about manufacturing.
Yeah, gotcha.
I can't stand the models. I don't like anything to do with manufacturing, but it's cool. I mean, if I was not so if I didn't despise manufacturing as much as I do, I would love this. I'd be all over this because this is so real, and that's what I like about this letter is how real it is.
So you're not going to help me with my Kickstarter that's coming up, huh? I definitely need help with finding a manufacturer. It's a new product.
Oh God! Well, I'll help you write the copy for the Kickstarter project.
And you know what? Later, I'm going to tell you what the idea is. I think you'll really like it.
Oh, I probably will too. I love all your ideas. They're great. I still have your dog thing for the bicycle, the dog leash.
That's, you know what? It's so funny. I actually sold that. Like I sold the rights to that, and I get a residual income on each one they sell. So it was an awesome deal.
Very nice. I don't even have a dog. I don't have a dog. I have cats, but they're not going to let me walk them on a leash. Bike, foot, motorcycle. They're like, I'm not going. But yeah, I've still got that, and I've got something else you sent me that I don't remember what it was, and I got to find it. I think it's hidden in my closet somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, hey, friends, I had to save you from drowning in 3 feet of water.
You did. So I'm forever indebted to you.
So of course I'm going to help you if you need help, All right, so if you're on the edge of your seat about to whip out your credit card, I ask you hold off just yet. Okay, if you're on the edge of your seat about to whip out your credit card, I ask you hold off just yet because it's only fair to share what I will not do. Brilliant. And I like the way you got that in a big yellow highlight. Don't expect a silver platter here, guys. I won't baby you. I won't give you legal or financial advice. I'm not certified. I'm not a certified professional. Matter of fact, I got my undergraduate degree in English, nothing fancy. Yeah, what did you say? That was a bullshit degree, right? Isn't that what you called it? It was a degree in bullshit?
Yes, rhetoric and composition.
So basically you're going to write poli-sci campaign speeches.
Yes. You know, it's so funny because people ask me, what does someone with your degree do? And I say a lot of people go on to study law, become political leaders or religious leaders. And my dad told me something kind of cool that I did not know. There's I think his name's T.D. Jakes. He's a really popular preacher. He actually took acting lessons. And I thought that was very ironic that he took acting lessons and he's a preacher, a very well-known preacher. And I was like, wow, it's amazing how many skill sets will tie into career fields that we're just unaware of.
Yeah, look at Trump. I mean, he's a performer if there ever was one.
Yeah, we could talk a lot about that, but this is more important.
Yes, it is. All right, let's get back to this. I won't give up on you if you won't. I won't run off with your funds and retire on the beach. I promised a friend I'd wait for him, and he's not retiring anytime soon. Okay, so enough jokes, enough details, enough excuses. If I can be of help to you and your Amazon business goals, sign up below. If you're on the fence, text me. Wow, you just get more and more ballsy. You're giving out your freaking cell phone number here. I'm impressed. Please don't call. I don't answer on no numbers. Well, then what did you give me your text number for? Oh, because if I send a text, you'll respond.
Yeah.
Okay, but you won't answer the phone. Gotcha.
No.
I don't blame you. All right. And if you're ready to rock, profit, and roll, hit the button below and join me August 17th as we get started. Only $97 by now. And that's it. No PSs, no signature, no ram it down your throat. If you don't buy this, you'll continue to live a life of drudgery at a 9-to-5 job. The usual bullshit.
Yeah, and it's so funny. I actually was going to put my signature, my picture, stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? These are my subscribers. They know who I am. I've introduced myself. I've been playing. I've been quote unquote witty throughout the whole sales later. They know where this is coming from. I've given my cell phone number. I mean, at this point, if they don't want to sign up, they just don't want to sign up, and that's cool because I let them know you don't need me.
Yeah. Okay. So and that's where we're at now is you got all the traffic came from your list. You had no other traffic except from this list. So tell us more about this list. Where did this list come from?
Sure. And, before I continue, let me let everyone know that, some people don't feel comfortable giving their number. There are a lot of free sites where you can get a number and you can forward it to like an answer machine or your own phone. So that right there is a Google number. If someone were to abuse this number, I'd be able to cut it off immediately. So
that's right. I forgot we had that feature in Google Voice.
Right. So, I mean, definitely never fear giving out a number. People actually, and I've done this for a product that I made public. I've had, let's see, 700 views, unique views on the page in like a week, and only 3 people reached out to me. Like, people just like to know that you're transparent. A lot of times they won't call, they won't text,
Right.
because everything's kind of like laid out. A lot of times in a good sales letter, not this one, and I'm not talking about my own, but a lot of times everything's just explained. So if they're calling, they're kind of like, hey, yeah, I kind of just want to know if you're real. Like, so no one wants to kind of seem silly on the other end. So a lot of times people don't call.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, excellent to know. I did forget that we had the option to block callers in Google, because I have several Google Voice numbers. I love my Google Voice. And I forgot we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just, you can really just shut down that number, disconnect it from your phone, and get a new number. You can also get, I think it's phone.com that allows like a 30-day free trial, and you could just run that number for the duration of your sale if it's not, evergreen.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. We're going to put that in the notes. So tell about the list. Tell us how you built the list.
Sure. Yeah, I've had a blog I've been running since November of last year. And on the blog, I'm sharing my journey selling on Amazon. On the blog, I share posts. My failures are in the post, my successes, tips and tricks that I've encountered. If I've talked to someone doing Amazon as well, and they're doing really well, any golden nuggets they've shared with me, I share, within reason, I share with everybody. I also have a podcast, so I post the podcast links on the blog as well. And any type of video demonstration, I do go ahead and post there as well. Because as you imagine, there's a lot of stuff. It's a little hard to describe via voice, so it's better if I just show you rather than tell you. So I've had that blog, and the only way I've been growing it is sharing it in Facebook groups within my niche of other Amazon sellers. And recently I shared something on Reddit, and Reddit brought in, I think, another like 30-40 subscribers to my list.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reddit,
wow.
Reddit can be powerful. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Reddit. It seems like there's a lot of noise there. I wasn't sure how I could ever stand out on that site.
I'm fairly new too. I just started using it maybe 2 months ago, but I started first to kind of answer other people's little posts, and then I made my own post. And in the title, basically I just told them, hey, look, when you read this is what you're going to get. And then I had a link to my blog where they could watch videos on what I was speaking about in the Reddit, and I had a lot of people go to it and thank me. In that post, I even had a little PayPal buy button that said, hey, if this was helpful to you, I'd appreciate any dollar donation so I could buy a beer later. And I had people actually give me dollar donations. So that was pretty cool too.
That is pretty cool. Maybe I'll have to check out Reddit one of these days. I'll put it on my list of things to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be somewhere down there around 1,000,005, but yeah, it'll get there. Okay, so how many opened to email promoting this particular offer that you sent out last night? You sent it out around midnight, you said?
Yeah. Give me one moment. What I'll do is I'll go back into MailChimp, because earlier today I couldn't get those stats. It wasn't showing. I don't know if I may have done something wrong, because I'm actually not very familiar with MailChimp. I've been using it for about 10 months now, but I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, so it can be a little tricky, but I'm pretty sure they show you open rates. At least I thought they did, if I remembered correctly. So maybe it was just something down today.
They probably do. I may have not selected to track or something funny like that. I mean, I'm not very tech savvy, and this is new to me. I've been using Aweber for the past 5 years, but I stopped.
Yeah, why?
Because I wasn't collecting a list, and I literally was paying Aweber for like 5-6 months, and I wasn't using it. And I said, this is ridiculous. Let me get out. So give me just one moment. I'm in here now.
Okay.
And update. Okay, so no, that's not the one I want stats on. Okay, yeah. So yesterday, okay, correction. It wasn't at 10. Yesterday, I sent out an email at 5 p.m. to ask if people wanted me to do it. And then around 10 o'clock, I responded to the people who said, yes, I do want to do it. And then I gave them the link to the sales page.
How did they respond? Yes. They just emailed you back?
Reply. Yep. I said, just reply. I didn't send them to another, page or anything. I really wanted to make it easy for them. So if people were on their phones, all they had to hit was just reply and keep it moving. And then I also sent out an email to update everyone who did not reply to me to let them know that, hey, this is available. I did that at 3:30 today, and I got 22 opens out of 335 subscribers. And that's where the other 3 sales came from.
Okay, so your first 3 sales came from the people who you said, if you're interested, reply, and they replied, and then you emailed them back and said when the sales letter was ready and said, okay, it's up, and all 3 of them went and bought.
Right. So I had 8 people reply, 3 people to take action. One guy said he was going to take action, but he forgot his wife was going out of town and money was tight. And I said, hey, I understand that I don't want to put you in a bind,
Yeah.
So he pulled out. Another person was honest and said, hey, I don't have the money, but I think it's pretty awesome what you're doing. So I sent her some information, some free information of where she can kind of, go to get started. I just couldn't, let her access the over the shoulder because I'm exposing my business when I do this. So I want to expose it to people who are going to take it seriously and that, that have, paid for it. Like I want to make it worth my while as well. Cause I'm spending every day, 5 days a week for 4 or 5 weeks, exposing everything and educating you and helping you out. Right. So unfortunately, I couldn't give that to her free as much as I would love to.
And you gave away lots in that video on the sales letter anyway.
Yeah. And
okay.
and in the information I gave her. But yeah, so 22 out of 335 have opened my email since 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So literally about 6 hours ago. And from those, I got 3 sales. So 3 sales from the 8 that messaged me and 3 sales from the 22 that opened from the 3:30 email.
That's a hell of a conversion rate. I don't have the calculator in front of me to do the math right now, but you're at just under a 10% open rate, but your click-through rate from the ones that do open is incredible.
Yeah, and so the ones that did open, so it converted at 14%.
That's a nice conversion rate. Granted, it's warm traffic. I mean, this is your email list, and these are people you talk to on a regular basis. So that's my next question: is how often are you emailing these people, and what are you emailing them?
1 time a week is what I shoot for. However, there have been times where I've skipped a week or sometimes 2, and I'm usually emailing them a link back to my blog, so I can get traffic to the blog, and it's podcasts, tips, videos. Any type of review that I've done on a tool or a course that's come out. I don't do it often, but every once in a while I do. I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that. It's literally just, something I came across, something I'm using. And, that also if I'm getting replies or Facebook messages about a certain question, like it just keeps popping up, I will address it via a podcast or a video or a blog post.
Awesome. That's awesome. And I preach that a lot, that's one of the reasons I tell people to have a blog. But even if you don't have a blog, email your list and send them links to good content. It doesn't matter if it's not yours. You want to keep them in the habit of clicking. You want to keep them in the habit of clicking because the content you do send them to, whether it's yours or somebody else's, is good shit.
Yeah. And even when I was like in IM, internet marketing niche, that's something that I would do heavily. I sold plugins for a really long time, and even though I didn't have a plugin out, or maybe I didn't even want to promote someone else's, because there were times in IM, as everyone knows, people are putting out junk, and no one wants to lead someone to junk. Yeah. So what I would do is I'd go to the WordPress free, the free site. I would give them that link, and then I would tell them how I'm using that plugin in my business. So I mean, you can adapt that to any type of model. Exactly.
So and I tell my clients that, I have clients I write web copy for, just on content, 5-10 articles a month, whatever. And that's what I tell them for their email list. I say, even if we're not sending them to your stuff, we're going to send them somewhere that's related to your market, because we want to keep them in the habit of clicking. Mm-hmm. We want them to know we send good content, so we keep them in the habit of opening, and we want to send them to good content, so we keep them in the habit of clicking. So when we are selling something, they're clicking because they know it's going to be good.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that's amazing. So what's your plan next?
Deliver the goods. everybody who is signed up will get an email from me here by tomorrow, Friday at the latest, to let them know, hey, I see you're in. I don't want anyone to worry, because like I said, this product it's not a product that's here. It's not delivered, on demand. You know how the sales letters are. Even if it's 3 a.m. and you order, you'll get it right away. Like this isn't the deal with this. So I want to let them know that, hey, I'm here. I got your money. I got your message. We're going to rock and roll, August 17th. And then my landing page for everything is basically asking them to email me a couple of things. What their goal is with this course, what their goal is with, Amazon, and what times work best for the one-on-one calls and the group calls. So it asks them to basically help me to get to know them. So when I'm talking to them one-on-one, it's not just, another client or a number, so that was the goal there. But
not cookie cutter.
Exactly. And that's what allowing, only 9 or 10 people allows me to do, is to really help people. Because that's what it's about. They're helping me. It doesn't matter if they don't know what they're helping me with, but I do want to deliver. Because if I ever do this again in the future, I want to be able to use, them as testimonials, and, maybe even charge a premium.
Are you going to record your sessions and maybe put them together for a product to sell later?
No. It'll be very specific to the product that I will have live, and some questions from my clients. So I don't want to expose that information. Unfortunately, it's just going to be restricted to me and the 9 or 10 that sign up. Awesome.
Well, that's just awesome. I'm so proud of you. And you have 3 spots left now, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
Okay.
you've been kind of whispering in my ear for a while that, hey, this is how you do it. I mean, and I'm kind of hard headed sometimes. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And you're like, oh, do it. I'm like, okay. So it took me some months, if not years, but I got it done.
Yeah, but you got it going, and it's good. And it's awesome that you're leveraging something that you have, or an asset, which is a soft asset, because it's your mind, it's your brains, it's it's something you know how to do, and you're leveraging it to be able to do something good for yourself, which is to pay off that debt. Because you know how I am about the credit scores and getting rid of the debt.
And I mean, you were actually one of the reasons why I started to kind of, get my butt, together with that. I mean, and I'll share with listeners, like I had a mid 500 score at one time, and, you kind of gave me some resources to get that up. And now I'm, high 600s, maybe even low 700s now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not planning on making any major purchases, but, I am getting older, and, credit is important for a lot of things. So,
yeah. Don't talk to me about getting older, honey. I'm 40.
Well, I'm approaching 30, but I mean, still, I know you know me, I have a lot of goals, and I know eventually credit is going to come into play.
Definitely. So that's awesome. And yeah, I'll put the link up for now for everybody. If you want the link, if you're interested in this, I know you may not be, because my whole list, they're interested in copy, and we were really looking at this from the copy perspective. But if anybody is interested, this is Ryan's offer, and I've known Ryan for about 5 years now. What is it? 5 years.
Man, yeah. I mean, that sounds about accurate.
Yeah, it was like the fall of 2010 when we met. And she's come down to visit me before she moved down to Florida. Then she moved here, and then she was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, about 5 years. Yeah.
She was real close here for a while. Then she went and moved to Tampa, and then I hardly saw her at all. Then she went and moved to Miami, and I can't go there because I don't have a passport. I don't speak the language.
So, one other thing, for those who are using subscribers to kind of or that's a part of their traffic that they're sending to their offer, I would definitely suggest, like you said, like a blog or some type of resource where you can join these niche Facebook groups. And when you're sharing content, you're not sharing it directly on the Facebook page, but you're sharing it via your blog post.
Yeah.
And I would, join the groups first, contribute as much as possible for, a couple of weeks or whatnot, be helpful. And then when you put in links to go off of Facebook, it's not sketchy. You've been helpful. You're continuing to be helpful. And now you want to record it in one place. It makes sense, and then on the side, of course, have your opt-in form and get to feeding your subscribers information.
Exactly. I have a project I've been working on for months, literally months. I've been working on this project, and it's a market research product, and it's got over 157, 156, something like that, market research resources, like how you find the niche Facebook groups, how you find the niche Google Plus groups, how you find the niche Twitter accounts, how you find all of these accounts. And I'm a research-driven copywriter. I'm going in and I'm mining all of the data from all these niches. I'm learning their language, their lingo, their verbiage, their slang even, so that I can talk like them when I write to them. I'm listening to what they say. I'm listening for all their emotional buzzwords to hear what kind of emotions are driving them. So this all goes into my copy. And I put this product together to kind of give a roadmap for how to do all this, how to find all of these groups and these emotional words and everything else. And that's probably huge. And, if you want it to give to your people, if they need it, I'll whip it up into a PDF for you if you want.
Yeah, it's actually funny you said that, because I feel like the little short copy that I made, it really was speaking to my audience that I knew. They accepted me with my wittiness and the goofiness, and I was able to speak that way. But like, for example, if you're in real estate, you may not want to go the route that I went.
Right.
These people are investing hundreds and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and they want someone who's serious and walks the walk and talks the talk. But with me, like I said, targeted audience, they know I'm a goofball, so I was able to kind of talk like that. So no, that's actually really interesting. You said that.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a way to resonate with your audience, and you do. And that's one of the things I love about you, is because with you and me, we could be goofy together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be a stuffed shirt with you like I do with some clients, where I have to be very prim and proper and don't swear and, little Miss Goody Two Shoes.
Oh, no. You can have a whiskey and curse with me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Pass the bomb, too, while you're at it. But this is great. Thank you so much for getting on so we could really look at this copy, because, I really wanted to show how if the traffic is targeted and the message is clear and it drives right to where they are, it doesn't have to be long copy. You really need long copy when it's cold traffic.
Mm-hmm.
If the traffic is warm, a lot of times you don't need that. Maybe if it was a $5,000 product, you might need all that bullshit. But for what you're doing here, $97 product, and I'm going to be watching over your shoulder, and you're going to give me support with whatever I'm duplicating that you're doing. Hell yeah, that's a hell of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, again, if I didn't hate manufacturing, I'd be right there. But, and Amazon and really what I dislike about manufacturing more than the manufacturing itself, because it's dirty. That's what I don't like about it. It's dirty. But the distribution is a real pain in the ass. But with Amazon, distribution is not a major problem.
Right, yeah. And I mean, like like I said, I've imported for more than a decade. I've done it, locally via my school, via Craigslist. And soon I will be doing it for a Kickstarter campaign to get a product out and building my own Shopify store. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that definitely goes into it, but I don't know. I get kind of like a rush from it.
Yeah, I know. I had the one Kickstarter project that was supposed to be a manufactured product, which was my card game. And the project was just unsuccessful. I made a lot of mistakes, and I interviewed the co-founder of Rocket Hub after I had done my campaign. So if I had interviewed him before, it might have gone better. Mm-hmm. But I interviewed him a little bit too late, and then I just, I put it away, and I'm like, I'll get back to it one day. Because, we moved, and then this, and then that, and Shane got a new job, and it just, the prototypes, one sits in my closet, one sits at my mom's house in her safe.
Nice.
I'll get to them one day. You know, that's what I love. One day. Today is not that day. Tomorrow ain't looking good either. But, you know, maybe I will take your course with you. Maybe it could, if you think you could help me with that game.
Oh, about the food?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get that out there. And you know what? Tabletop games are doing so good right now. But I mean, your angle would be for a parent. But there's so many blogs out there. There's so many mommy blogs. Like, you would be able to get the traffic easily. And there's so many people that have the problem that your game solves. So
yeah, they're fussy eaters, man. I'm telling you, mine have outgrown it now, but back then, oh my God.
Yeah. So you know what? Once I do this Kickstarter, and if it's a success, or I mean, even if it's a fail, you know, I'll share the fails with you. But yeah, we can. I could definitely help in any way that I can.
Awesome. Did I lose you?
Oh no.
Okay.
Did your audience have any questions? I don't know if they're even able to ask.
Well, you know, if anybody's chatting, I'm not seeing it. So let me go over to the event real quick. Or not the event, but the event page. It doesn't look like anybody has said anything. Paul said at 9:01, I want a refund when we were having all those technical problems. Omar Henry was supposed to be here. I have no idea if Rachel's here or not. I can't even tell.
Well, I mean, if they do, you know, pass along the questions to me, I'm more than happy to write it out, and you can, you know, message them personally. Not a problem.
Yeah, we'll do that because, you know, we all have most of the same friends anyway.
Okay, sounds good.
So, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Ryan. This was really great. And I miss you. And when you come to Tampa, we need to get together.
Yes, most definitely.
When are you coming back?
Probably the very end of this month. Because I'm actually doing a little bit of traveling. You know, I went to go see Mom. I'm here now. I leave tomorrow. I go to Kansas on this weekend to see a friend. She's the only thing, right? Kansas. Like, Dorothy doesn't even want to be in Kansas. Why do I want to go to Kansas?
Really? Total left Kansas.
And then I'll be going to Buffalo, New York the weekend after. And then the weekend after that, it should be Tampa. But I think I'm only going to be there for like one day. I was going to come a couple weekends ago, but you know, the flooding was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I stayed home and just saved my ticket. But I will see what's going on to see if I can't stay longer or just come back another time and be there.
Awesome. I'm dying to see you. And I know the kids would love to see you too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Rachel says she's here. Rachel says she's here. Hello. And she's typing in the Q&A, but we can't see the Q&A. So type your question to me in Facebook, and I'll just repeat it. Savvy?
Wait, no, I can see it. Yeah, definitely know your audience. Wow, I thought MailChimp does not do affiliate marketing. Rachel, I don't know if MailChimp allows affiliate. I don't see why not. I mean, I'm just mailing.
You know, I've heard this from different people. Some people who are very astute, have been longtime marketers, have said they've used MailChimp for a while, and that it's not that MailChimp doesn't allow affiliate marketing. It's that they're very specific about, or I shouldn't say specific, very picky about what they will allow. And this has never been said, but if I were to hazard a guess, if I was in MailChimp's position, what would I dislike? I would dislike CPA affiliate links. Those are the ones that would bother me the most, because those are the ones with the rebill shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the pills and stuff. Yeah.
Affiliate berry stuff. I think if you cloak the link, or if you send them to a blog post with a review first, fine. I think that what happens is, because I've also heard people, and these are also people who are longtime veterans of online marketing, say, all I did was ask them if I could have affiliate links, and they shut my account down.
Wow.
So I think what happens is, like, when you call for tech support from your local ISP and you get, Skippy, the Wonder Boy, who's 12 years old and probably doesn't have pubic hair yet, he was trained that, no, we don't allow this, and that's all he knows right off the bat. No, we don't allow it. Shut the account down. He's not really sure what the parameters are, so he just plays it safe to keep his job safe, because we all know people do that. So I think the best thing is to just cloak your links, keep your head down, keep quiet, and keep your list backed up. Worst case scenario, you can always import that list somewhere else.
Right. And I'm looking through the questions now. It looks like most of them have already been answered. Rachel did say that some people do walk their kitties on a leash. That's funny. That's so funny.
I'd like to see that on a video.
Let's see. Rachel's impressed by me. Thank you, Rachel. I'm actually really not impressive, really, but
Don't listen to her. Yes, she is.
No, that I'm really not. But yeah, so I mean, I think there's no like questions that haven't been answered. Like you and I have kind of talked through everything. If I'm wrong, Rachel or Paul or whoever else is on here, definitely ask now. More than happy to address it. Otherwise, just reach out to Vanessa and I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're seeing the questions. I don't see the questions.
I'm in two different. I remember how I told you I said I'm going to close out this. I said no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm in two different ones. And one has a chat where I'm seeing like Rachel's comments and then one I'm not seeing anyone's. It's really weird, but there's no echo, yeah. So I just opened both.
It is weird. It's very strange, but that's okay. We'll figure it out eventually, as long as one of us can see them, and you're the one who'd answer them anyway. So if you can see them, more power to us.
Yeah.
All right. So if there aren't any more questions, we will let Ryan go on to the rest of her evening because she's going to have big orders to fulfill now.
Right. Right.
So we'll let her get to that. And Ryan, thank you so much. And this is awesome. And I really think that the group members in Zen Copywriting are going to love this because, you know, it's going to be, wow, can I do this for my clients? Well, if the traffic is warming up, then yeah, why not?
Yeah. And you know what? I would be, like I said, I'm going to do your challenge. I'm going to see if I can do this with not necessarily warm traffic, a little cold traffic, you know, maybe just getting to know them for a short amount of time, shorter than, you know, the list I have now and see where it goes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to see how that turns out. I don't think it'll convert quite as well with cold traffic. I think it's got to be at least warm.
Yeah, most definitely. I think so too. But it'd be fun to kind of to see the numbers and see if I can kind of still use this style and do it.
Yeah, maybe what I would do if it was me, this is what I would do it like a Frank Kern mass control style launch, where I would get the cold traffic to sign up to my list, and then I would pre-program that autoresponder, which by the way you can't do with MailChimp unless it's a paid account. But I would have it deliver, you know, one of your blog posts each day or every other day for about a week to 10 days. And then at the end of those 10 days, that's when you tell them what you're selling. And that would be where I would test at this point.
Right. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That sounds like that could work. And yeah, I have a free account with MailChimp, guys. I don't pay for it. I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to like it. I still kind of really don't know if I like it. I've been using it for 10 months. But yeah, I have the free account.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the free account with MailChimp is that there's no autoresponder. You can't have it, they signed up on this day, so the second day they get this email. You have to have a paid account for that. And I don't like the rest of their interface enough to pay them. So, and I don't like GetResponse. That's who I've been using for 4 years now. And their forms are so ugly, but I have found some pretty cool WordPress plugins just in the repository that are all free, that are great, that make the forms prettier. So I can deal with GetResponse and their ugly forms. Other than that, I really like GetResponse. Mm-hmm. So I'm sticking with them because I like my autoresponders pre-programmed. I don't want to I'll never remember to email people every day. I'm way too absent-minded for that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember where I put the car keys. I'm going to remember to email people. So, yeah, just keep me posted how that works out. And, of course, you know, if you want help with the copy, you know where I am.
Yeah, most def. Thank you. I always appreciate it.
You can always post in Zen Copywriting, get feedback from all the other great copywriters now. We got some great people in there. We got Pauline. We got Norma. Trying to think who else off the top. I forget who else now is in there that's awesome, but we've got some really good people in there.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, and you know, everybody loves to jump in and critique.
Yeah, I could use some critiquing. I mean, you know, as long as it's constructive. I don't want to say, hey, you know, this sucks. Yeah, okay, I could have told you that, but like, what?
We don't have too many of those. We know who they are, and we're lucky they mostly keep quiet.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, that is it, everybody. Everybody have a good night, and we will all talk on Facebook.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye, everybody.